Itofa, it has been a very interesting time to speak to you. So, my last question: as a young African, Africa is for you. Okay. So, what is your vision for Africa in the next 30 years' time?
Hmm. So in 30 years, I'm going to be 55 years old.
Okay.
So at 55 years old, I want to see an Africa where we've stopped being dependent, and so many narrative that Africans are, we can't do, so we need help from the Western world, we need all of those things should stop. Yeah, we know that they are, in terms of economics, they are developed and all that stuff, but I want to see an Africa where where it's African by African for Africans, where we're able to do things that are moving the needle in the continent, where I could go to South Africa and engage with South Africa and see what the work they're doing and bring that same thing to Nigeria.
Yeah.
I want to see an Africa where we can improve. Our GDP has improved. I want to see Africa where we can create our own. We don't even need to have our own Silicon Valley. We can create another industry that is by African. I want to see an Africa where white supremacy has stopped, where people don't feel like white supremacy. I was having a conversation with a friend recently, and I was saying to her that, have you noticed that we now have cartoons that you have black children inside the cartoons? There were times when you haven't had cartoon characters where there were black people in cartoon characters. What was happening to us subconsciously was the fact that you kind of felt like these people are supreme. Jesus is white. Is Jesus white, Mr. Ekene? Is Jesus white?
No, Jesus cannot be white if Jesus grew up in the Middle East 2,000 years ago.
Hey, Jesus is white, Mary is white, Joseph is white. So you realize that subconsciously something happened. It has impacted the continent. People don't believe in themselves, even though we have a few people who have broken out of that mold, thank God. So I want to see an Africa where, look, in 30 years, we have built industries. We have become self-sufficient to be able to help the Western world. Africa is one continent where we've preserved culture. We've been able to preserve culture. We have values. Yes, we may be religious set of people, but look, we have values in the continent. Values keep us, values help us to bond collectively. So in Africa, where in 30 years we have great GDP, great GNP, we are doing incredible stuff. There's global collaboration. We have industries that we have created. Young people right now in Nigeria, the Japa syndrome is on the high. And I also have an issue with Japa. I don't know if we have the time to talk about it, but I just want to say, look, if you are leaving Nigeria with a Japa mentality, you are entering survival mode. Do not leave Nigeria or try to leave any country you are in with a Japa mentality. Wherever you go to, you would replicate the mindset you have. I like to call it global mobility. Have global expression, not Japa. Why you? So that's my dream for Africa, really, Mr. Ekene. Yeah, and it can't. I don't use the word utopic again, but it's
well. Yeah. See, you have great vision for Africa, and that's great. Now, I will say this: the white supremacy. You saw me roll my eyes. Yeah. I'm sure you did. Very good. See, there's a reason. You talk about not seeing blacks in the cartoons you watch. The cartoon was made where? Okay. If we want to see people like us in our TV, let's make it.
Dude,
the drama you watch, the sitcom I watched as a young, the Nigerian sitcoms I watched as a young person, everybody was black. Everybody was Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we we watch programs from the West, most of the people in those programs would be white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Now,
Agreed.
now, I'm not saying that white supremacy is not real. Yeah, it was once real. For me, right now, white supremacy in Africa or amongst Africans,
yeah,
is basic for me, is basically created in our own minds.
Yes, yes. And that's the point I was trying to communicate.
Okay.
That's the point I was communicating.
So for me, I don't see a white person and think they're better than me, because I know they're not.
Never. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know they're not. Okay. So I don't see any one of them and say, oh, that man. It doesn't see, it doesn't occur to me. Okay. And the more we talk about these things, the more we perpetuate it amongst us. So I choose not to talk about it. Is there racism? Yes. But it doesn't stop me from doing whatever I want to do. You get it? Absolutely. So that's my take.
Yeah, see, love it. An elders, it's called an elders wisdom.
So I'm so happy to talk to you today. You are doing incredible work, and I can see your work expanding exponentially within the next decade. So I thank you very much for your work. And I thank you for being a great guest of Think Big for Africa podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. My absolute honor and pleasure. I can't wait to even listen to this.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.